Today we are going to present about global food crisis. Our topic is food waste. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Ashley.
And I'm Katie.
This is our content. What is global food crisis? It means a lengthy and intense shortage of food globally. According to the author of The Coming Famine, in coming decades, the world faces the risk of major regional food crises leading to conflicts and mass refugee movements. This is driven primarily by emerging scarcities of the primary resources required to produce food and a global failure to reinvest in it. The most fundamental factors leading to global food crisis is the rapid population growth. One of the documents in 2017 of the United Nations has stated that 1 million people are added to population every 4 days. Till 2050 there will be 9.8 billion of people. Till the year of 2100 there will be 11.2 billion. The rapid population growth leads to a speedy demand on the food. Another fundamental factor leading to global food crisis is the water scarcity. According to International Water Management Institute, it stated that current estimates indicate that we will not have enough water to feed ourselves in 25 years' time. The blue part means the countries with little or no water. Till 2025, there will be 50% of the world with little or no water, which means they cannot harvest any food at all. This will lead to a severe decrease in the supply of food globally. Another factor leading to global food crisis is the collapse of fisheries. It is expected that till 2050 the world's fisheries are expected to collapse due to overfishing. In recent years, already 80% of the fish stocks are already fully exploited. It is foreseeable that the remaining 20% will be exploited in few decades. So, as food shortage is always a main issue of global food crisis, there is a must to confront this problem squarely and promptly. Reducing and recycling food waste is one of the ways to reduce the demand and increase the supply of food.
So let me talk about the current situation of the food waste problem in Hong Kong. So according to statistics, around 3,500 tons of food waste is produced each day in Hong Kong, and discarded food accounts for a rising proportion of the solid waste from households, have been rising from 40% to 45% in this year. And we could see that so much food waste is produced while landfills in Hong Kong are being insufficient. For instance, TKO landfills, a growing hillside of garbage that stretches will be up to 100 meters up when the site is full. And there are over 7% garbage were related to food that discarded by households, and also there are about 40% of municipal solid waste were disposed at landfills every day. So we could see the statistic chart, and we could see that it shows that the percentage of discarded solid waste and population in Hong Kong have stand a positive ratio, which means food waste problem increases while population have increased. So we can see that the food waste problem is being serious in recent years. So the government have also done some work on reducing the food waste problem. And the related organization is Food Angel Program. So it established on 2011, and it's a non-governmental organization. So they will first rescue edible surplus food from different sectors of the food industry Then the rescued food items will then be prepared as nutritious hot meals in our central kitchen. Lastly, the food will be redistributed by Food Angel to serve the underprivileged communities in Hong Kong.
So let me now introduce the works that have done by Food Angels on solving the food waste problem. And the program is called Food Rescue Program. It is launched in 2011, and its main mission and goals is waste not, hunger not, with love. They mainly collect and recycle two kinds of edible food. The program It is launched in 2011, and its main mission and goals is waste not, hunger not, with love. They mainly collect and recycle two kinds of edible food. The first kind is the edible surplus food, such as some vegetables and meat, and the second kind of recycled food is the edible bread. They collect the edible surplus food by some daily food rescue procedures, and they collected bread by their 外包行動計劃. And they mainly do the food rescue problem by rescuing the edible surplus food from different food industry that would be wasted originally. For example, some vegetables, meat, seafood, and grains. And the procedures, firstly, they follow the strict food safety protocols, and they send the rescued food items to two central kitchens, 中央廚房, in Sam Sherpo and Chaiwan respectively. We can see that the two central kitchens produce over 6,500 hot meals every day, and they then prepare the rescued food into nutritious hot meals, and they redistribute to different charitable organizations in Hong Kong Island, Kowloon, and New Territories. For rescuing the bread, they have a program called Bread Angel Program, and they collect the unsold products from bakeries at their closing time, and they then deliver the edible unsold bread or cakes directly to the beneficiary organizations for their consumption on the following day.
So for the effectiveness of the food rescue program. So is this program is the word targeted? Yes, it targeted the right source of food waste, which 1/3 of the food waste in Hong Kong comes from food industry. It recycles food from food industry for 4,000 kg daily. Besides that, it also targeting the wide and spread audience, which over 200 of supermarkets, markets, mills of students, suppliers, entrepreneurs, hotels, and also Chinese restaurants, and even citizens have joined the program. So in the short-term effectiveness, both the annual beneficiaries and food rescue keep increasing. So it is foreseeable that the data will keep increasing. It can reduce the food immediately. So the kg of recycled food waste over the past 5 years has been increasing. The data increases from 12650 kg during 2012 and to 94853 kg during 2015. And the data have a drastic increase from 2016 to 2017. It increases over 1766064 kg of recycled food waste, which is almost triple of the previous year. On the other hand, the annual beneficiaries of the program rises also from only 3,000 of beneficiaries in 2012 to 2013, but to 3481588 in 2016 to 2017 instead. However, in the long-term effectiveness, This program cannot eliminate the problem rootly, cause the rootly factors of global crisis lies on the population and climate change. Besides that, it only reduces the food waste in a small amount. There are like 2,000 tons of food waste in Hong Kong annually. However, this program only includes only 0.3% of the food waste. So there are two difficulties on enhancing the effectiveness. The first one is lacking of resources. This program needs a lot of labor resources, which require a high cost on employing the labor. Besides that, there are also technological resources, which the technology can actually help the business more efficient. But this program encounters the problem of overpriced equipment. Besides that, also there is a lacking of economic incentive, cause Food Angel Organization is a NGOs which aim at non-profit making. So in conclusion, on the effectiveness of the food rescue program, this is a targeted program, and it has achieved the short-term effectiveness. However, it cannot achieve the long-term effectiveness.
So let me then introduce the impact of the food rescue problem. Our group has found a few of the positive impact of the work. The first one is soothe the saturation of the landfills in Hong Kong. Our group has found a few of the positive impact of the work. The first one is soothe the saturation of the landfills in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, food waste accounts for 1/3 of the amount of municipal solid waste, and about 1,200 metric tons of food waste is produced from the food business per day. And food rescue program collects an average of about 4.2 tons of food waste that is still edible from the food business per day, and that means it can eliminate the food waste problem directly, and therefore it can soothe the inefficient and saturation of landfills in Hong Kong. And the second positive impact we found is it increased the public's awareness of environmental protection. In Hong Kong, about 2,500 metric tons of food waste is disposed from the manhood housing kitchen per day. And it's mainly caused by people turning a blind eye on the food waste problem. And while the food rescue program, the regular activities of the food rescue program increase the public's awareness on food waste, and it also promotes the concept of 食實文化 and 從源頭減廢. It means it can reduce the food waste from the root, and it can eliminate the program rootly and by reducing people's unnecessary demand on food. And the third positive impact of the work it can redistribute the food. In Hong Kong, wealth disparity between the poor and rich are too large, and it leads to a serious problem. It's the food uneven distribution in Hong Kong. The underprivileged are getting harder and harder to get their own basic need, and they are quite hard to get adequate food and adequate nutrition. And the food rescue program, for the food rescue program, beneficiaries are mainly poor elders and low-income families. According to the official data of the Food Angels, there are 60% of the beneficiaries are some poor elders, and 25% of the beneficiaries are low-income families, and the remaining 6% is some people's in need. For example, the unemployed and some homeless people. And the food rescue program also collect and redistribute the food to underprivileged, such as some company, for example, 保良局將物增奇樂中心 and 香港視障全人士協會 etc.
So there are other suggestions on the stakeholders. So let me firstly talk about the government. So it should support various programs and educational campaigns to promote food waste reduction. As we have mentioned that the main difficulties of manipulating this Food Angels program is the lack of resources and funds. Therefore, the government should pour in more funds to cooperate with the NGOs company like Food Angels and the Conservancy Association. Other than that, the government could also promote public awareness of food waste problems in Hong Kong, like the food waste recycling projects in housing estates. It is a field to avoid and reduce food waste generation. It could also instill behavioral changes like adding some advertisement on TV or education program for school on guiding students how to reduce food waste problem, or how they can do more on helping the food waste problem in their daily life. Besides, human being is always the root of affecting the food waste problem. Citizens should also try to buy food in accordance with a meal plan so that they don't end up wasting edible food. And also they should avoid buying food due to their own desire and more than their requirements. And another suggestion is the government could also help the ORRC to turn those separated food waste into useful resources by advanced biological treatment technologies. Second is they can run a network of organic resources recovery center to collect food waste, and those collected food waste can be produced renewable energy using anaerobic digestion as the core technology. Also, they can try to run a pilot composting plant, which is to produce for use as fertilizer or soil conditioner in planting, landscaping, and agriculture. And the right hand side below is the photo of the place that's situated in the Kowloon Bay pilot composting plant. So that's all for our presentation, and here are the references. And thank you very much.